If you all have been watching from the start, then you will recognize this jumper from like my first few videos. It's a comeback in my life recently. But anyway, today we're going to be doing our little eco build challenge thing that we're doing. So basically, if you haven't watched one of these before, there's like an apartment in eco living that I've chosen, and I'm trying to do kind of like a challenge to see how many Sims bedrooms I can fit in there without it like being nothing, just bedrooms. Obviously stopping at 8 because I still want to need like a functional apartment, but we've done 1 bedroom, we've done 2 bedrooms, we've done 3. Now we are doing 4. So let's get into it. So yeah, basically this is the apartment. So I don't know if I explain it well enough, but yeah, it's basically just trying to make an apartment, a livable apartment, has 4 bedrooms, and then next kind of episode thing in this series will be 5 bedrooms, and then 6 bedrooms. And then 6 bedrooms, and then 7 bedrooms, and then 8. Hopefully I can like fit 8. I'm not too sure because this one was 4 and they're all like pretty reasonably sized. So I think I'll get to 8, but like I'm a little worried because this apartment isn't the biggest. The reason I came up with this challenge was because really complaining about the bedrooms in city living, the apartments in city living, how massive they are and how they're basically, even though we have penthouses, specific penthouses, the apartments are basically penthouse sized if you compare them to like real apartments in real life, because they're just so massive and have so much space. So then I was like, the eco living apartments are a great example of ones that have a reasonable amount of space, hence this series to like try and fit in more. I also have such an issue with these cabinets because why they just like, I don't know what it is, it's like they just don't work properly. Like the island ones and the normal ones don't fit together, and then the other ones weren't even fitting. It just like was a whole conundrum. So there's a lot of just hustle and bustle about these cabinets before I get into some actual building. But I just want to tell you guys a funny story that happened in my class day. So you didn't know, I'm a university student. First year. I'm actually slaying the game with it though. Anyway, I major in politics and English, so I'm a double major in those two subjects. And where was I going? Oh yeah, so I had my English tutorial today. If you're not in university, basically a tutorial is like a class, and then a lecture is more like, a tutorial is like discussion space with like probably 20 people max maybe, and then lectures is like pretty much the entire people in the subject, or maybe half, it depends how many lectures you have, and you're just kind of being talked at by the lecturer and like taking notes. Obviously you can ask questions, but it's not really it can be a discussion, but it's more just like giving you information, you know. Anyway, so I was in my tutorial today, and honestly English is so hard for me because the English class I'm doing right now is like, I don't know what the opposite of contemporary is. It's like old. It's like old, right? So it's like Shakespeare, the other people. I don't know. And so I don't always understand what's going on in class or in the books that we read or any of that. So today in class, they're just like talking as always, and I'm like listening, but I'm not really understanding all of it. I will understand better when we get into modern literature, don't worry. Because that's going to be more my specialization. So anyway, going around, and then I just, you know, I'm listening, and then I hear someone talk about, so can we talk about the bin? I was like, the bin? We're studying a play right now, so we're like also looking at kind of the set pieces. You study a different like text each week, so we're studying this play, right? And I have no knowledge on this play at all. And I was like, the bin? And he was like, I think it's really like, this is paraphrasing a bit, but he's like, I think it's like kind of just like reminding the audience that we're watching a play, and it's kind of taking it out of the context. This long-winded explanation, which is really smart, I just can't remember all of it. And he's like, or do we think it's like this thing, and it's like talking about the subtleties of like the comedic effect, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, or do we think it's just a bin? It made me laugh so hard. Like I didn't actually laugh in class, but it reminded me of like, you know, when English teachers, there's like that classic meme, and it's like English teachers say like the blue curtain represented sadness and the despair they were feeling, but like why can't the curtain just be blue? And like when people bring up that argument, I even think about my English class previous to this, and I'm like, you have no idea what English students spend their time doing, sitting in a classroom discussing, because our classes are often spent, like our tutorials are often spent going over minor details, and I love it. It's great. I am not dissing it in any way, because that's what English is, right? That's like you're going into the deep like bits of the text, and I just think it's so funny because yeah, it just reminded me of that. And I'm like, you have no idea what your English teachers went to study in university. They literally just studied looking at tiny little details within the text. So if you're ever wondering what English students study, the bin is one scene of the play. But I actually thought his points in the bin were really interesting. It actually reminded me of my high school kind of theatre studies in high school. If you don't know what that is, basically it's like directing, acting, designing theatre, which is different to drama, which I also did. So I was directing and acting, but I remember when there was discussion around what kind of vibe we wanted with like there was a lot of directors. I think there was 8 of us because big class, you know, whatever. We were talking about the set and someone was like, we were doing like it's probably not well, actually don't know what a period piece is. I think it's just an old piece. It's not like an old piece, it's from like the 1900s, but then it's kind of it's set in the 1900s, but it was written recently. And someone was like, do we want to have like a laptop on stage to really like bring them out of that? And it just like reminded me of all that. Maybe, you know, just reminiscent of old times. Also, and maybe I'll just speak about the build for a little bit. But so I did 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, I think, and there's also a kitchen and a lounge room. So 2 of the bedrooms are kids' bedrooms. Wait, this is 4. Maybe this is 3 bedroom. Maybe I've gotten ahead of myself, but I thought it was 4. It is 4. There's 2 kids' bedrooms. There is, maybe I'm absolutely losing my mind. I thought there was 2 kids' bedrooms. Maybe there's 3 kids' bedrooms. Maybe I'm thinking of a different build because I was like, I was sure this was an infant's room. I'm 100% thinking of a different build. There's 3 kids' bedrooms and 1 parent's bedroom, but the parent's bedroom, the bed isn't like, it is accessible because you can do the whole scoot over thing and that's like fine. If you don't know what it is, basically if you click, if a bed is against the wall, so a wall is like yeah and the bed is like yeah, if you click on this side of the bed that's closer to the wall, the sim, and say like get into bed or go to bed, whatever it is, they will scoot over and then another sim can get into bed. But you can only do it if you press on the side that's closest to the wall to get them to scoot over, otherwise they will not. And a lot of people think it's broken in their game when it actually isn't broken. I could have made it a bed that was accessible by both sides, but I think I just didn't. I think I thought it was more of like a single parent. This 100% isn't 4 bedrooms. What am I y'all, I am 100% getting ahead of myself. This is 3 and I've just gone throughout the whole video with a little disclaimer because I did not thought it was 4, which is making me think maybe I've accidentally done an episode twice because I thought I did 3, but maybe I just didn't. Also, I'm in love with this fox lamp. Okay, I mentioned in my last video, but they added this fox lamp and a few other furniture items in the new update. I am obsessed with them. They look so amazing. I just like, I love them so much because they look like they come out of the cottage living pack, right? But they don't. It's just base game and it blows my mind every single time when I'm just doing a base game build and I'm like, this cute little fox lamp. I am in love with it. Yeah, obsessed. So this is only 3 bedrooms. As a parent, I guess I just kept that little bit in. But yeah, it's 3 bedrooms, 2 kids' bedrooms, and a parent's bedroom. You could obviously change it, but this is like 3 bedrooms. Got that kitchen there, got the lounge room, got all that fancy jazz. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you have a lovely day, night, evening, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I will see you all next time. Bye!